So I'm here at the park, and I guess everybody have feelings, all the time and stuff. But I just been having I've been having a lot of conflicting emotions. You think you're taking a picture, huh? Alright, I guess I'm doing this really just to get some stuff off my chest. Because, I don't know if it's obvious, but I'm a black woman. And, I am fair-skinned, light-skinned, brown. I don't know what you call it. It doesn't change my experience in this world that much. So I come to this park every now and then, and it's a nice park. We go in the sandbox because my daughter loves the sandbox. But I notice whenever we go in the sandbox, if there is anybody in there, and there's usually, every time I've come across somebody in the park at this early in the morning, it's been a white person. It has not been a person of color. But every time we're in there, if someone's in there and we go in there, they come out. I didn't think anything of it the first. Come on, walk with me. The first or the second time that happened. The third, and then if we're in the sandbox, they won't come in. They will sit there and wait till we leave. And I told myself, maybe it's because, you have a baby, and you just don't want, to take the risk of, maybe getting sand in the baby's eyes. But as the one lady was sitting behind me and she was on the phone, I don't know if she knew I could hear. And I heard her tell the person on the phone, they're not white. And as she was telling her daughter, I could hear, ask, to go in the sandbox. And she told her, no, you can't go in there. They're not white. I'm not in denial about prejudice, because racism is something totally different than prejudice. I don't know if a lot of people understand that there's a difference between racism and prejudice. But it kind of bothers me. I don't know how to navigate my child through this world. Like, how do I teach her? I'm taking her to the park and we're playing, and she's walking up to children and their parents won't let them play with her. But of course, I live Jacksonville, like the most backwards of the backwards. For right now, I don't like Jacksonville. I've met a few nice people, but I've had so many experiences that are just obviously unjust. I had someone try to spit on me while I was driving, because he was in a truck and I was in a Subaru Forester, which is probably about half the height. Here, why don't you let me pick you up? And as I turned and passed, going the opposite way, so he was getting ready to make like a left turn, and I had just made a left turn, so we were crossing paths. He leaned over as I was there to spit his snuff out the window towards me. Now this older white man in this big white truck, I'm not saying that he did it because I was black. I'm just saying that my dad dipped snuff, and I understand that you have to have a cup to spit in, and to spit out towards somebody is intentional disrespect. Now, I had this happen to me here in Jacksonville. I don't like Jacksonville. Now, every time we come to this park, it's a nice park, I have these issues, and I was wondering about it until today. Now I know for sure. Am I supposed to navigate? How am I supposed to teach her to navigate through this world when people are like that? Like, she's an innocent baby. She didn't do anything to anybody. And then it's almost like, you want to ask, what did we do wrong? What did black people do? What did we do wrong? We didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. But then I have to teach them that that's the world they live in. That they didn't do anything wrong. They just were born. They were born to me, and I love them. I love them, but it's the world we live in. It's crazy because the truth is there are black people who hate whites just as much as there are whites that hate blacks. And I grew up around both of it. I grew up down south in Florida. Loxahatchee, not too far, is where my dad worked. And they had a KKK headquarters in Loxahatchee. My dad has told me stories because he grew up in Mississippi. And part of the reason he had to leave Mississippi was because he didn't want to get killed. And he's 74 today. So what am I supposed to tell my child? To love everybody when everybody is not going to love you back? How are you going to tell me that I'm supposed to love everybody when everybody don't love me? I don't get that. And then you say you're Christian, but if you're Christian, you need to look up the story of Zipporah. And if anybody doesn't know the story about Zipporah, it was this: Moses married a black woman after he got divorced or after he left his first wife. Zipporah was Moses' sister. No, not Zipporah. I'm sorry. Zipporah was his second wife. Moses' sister did not approve of Moses marrying a black woman, a Nubian woman, and said that Moses was unfit to lead because he married this Nubian woman. Well, God turned her skin white because of this. Because God don't like racism or prejudice. He turned her skin white, the color of a stillborn baby. That is what the Bible said. Turned Moses' sister's skin the color of a stillborn baby, and then gave her all these afflictions. I think turned her into a leper on top of it, because she didn't like the fact that Moses married a black woman or a Nubian woman. So God doesn't like racism or hatred or prejudice. Doesn't like it. It's obvious. So if you call yourself Christian, how can you sit there and say that you don't like somebody because they're different, or treat somebody different because they're different than you? Like, we're all the same person on the inside. We're all inside looking out. You can't see your own reflection through your eyes. So the ugliness that you're projecting out on everybody has to first start from the inside. So you are ugly, or you are what is the word? Tormented. You must be a tormented soul. Like, how much torment, how much hate, how much does it take for you to dislike yourself on the inside, or what is on the inside looking out, in order for you to hate something else that's outside of you that has nothing to do with you? You have to initiate that feeling within and then project it outward. Like, isn't that crazy? And I'm not saying that. I've been confused too. And because it's like, I've been told, I should stick with my own, and you know, there is a difference, and I've been told all that. But if everybody is the same on the inside, if we're all inside looking out, then none of that should matter. This is epiphany, right? It should not matter. I don't know. You can address the situation, leave a comment, be ignorant if you want. It doesn't bother me. But just thinking about the children in the future. And this and the fact that, you know, America takes this stance. Yes, baby? They take this stance, and whenever somebody gets caught saying or doing something racist, they pretend like they care. The truth is they don't care. They only care that their persona is perceived a certain way. They don't want people across seas to know how ugly and how hateful it is here. And I'm sure it's probably the same way across seas. Yes, baby? Oh, okay. You ready to go? Yeah. Just wanted to get something off my chest. I don't know. Just wanted to talk to somebody. All right.